In respect to the investigation, we had no confidence in the Indian police.
It turned out that the police hadn't even, done basic investigations. They hadn't gone to the scene of the crime.
Family members went to the crime scene themselves and made a terrible discovery.
They found burnt remains, including bone fragments, bits of teeth. It seemed from what everybody was indicating that those remains were Said and Sakil's. The police seemed to be putting up a wall and were completely disinterested in helping us get to the truth.
Then there was an unexpected development.
The controversial Chief Minister of Gujarat, Narendra Modi, has arrived in London on a short visit. He presides over the state where as many as 2,000 people were killed in communal rioting.
I thought this was a great opportunity for the family and for the victims for him to be arrested here in the UK.
The idea was that the family would go to court and seek to prosecute Narendra Modi. We had pages, hundreds of pages of reports. All of them were clear that this was a massacre. Most importantly, that there was state collusion. And so the chain of command went all the way to the chief minister. Although the offense took place in India, it could be prosecuted in this country.
An Indian diplomat said when news of the plan leaked, there was panic. Mr. Modi was reportedly urged to leave Britain on the next plane.
I argued in front of the judge for Narendra Modi's arrest. The judge said, I can see all the things that you put before me, Mr. Khan, but really what I need is witness statements. And the evidence that we would need to prosecute it would have been somebody somewhere along the chain of command saying, yes, there was an order not to take any action allowing this to happen.
Mr. Khan says that the evidence that has emerged since then, even though it is fiercely contested, has made him more convinced of the merits of his case.
Knowing what we now know and the information that we now have, if we had had that at that time, I'm pretty sure that a summons would have been issued for Modi's arrest.
We were bitterly disappointed the judge didn't issue the warrant, but we understood this was going to be quite a long campaign in terms of getting answers and getting justice and holding people to account.
Western governments began to take action against Narendra Modi over the Gujarat violence. The UK imposed a diplomatic boycott and de facto travel ban.
There was essentially a travel ban imposed on Modi. I would like to have seen much stronger action, but I think we probably did end up doing as much as we could.
In 2005, the US government formally revoked a visa for Mr. Modi under a law that targets government officials responsible for severe violations of religious freedom.
The US is saying this is not acceptable.
Mr. Modi, would you like to speak to the BBC, Mr. Modi?
Barred from entering the United States, barred from entering the United Kingdom. On the international stage, it makes him somewhat of a pariah.
In 2007, a reporter went undercover in Gujarat to investigate what had happened during the violence. Posing as a Hindu extremist, he secretly filmed one of the killers boasting about the role he had played. Babu Bajrangi was accused of leading a mob that killed around 100 people.
किसी को नहीं छोड़ा, पनपने नहीं चाहिए। मैं तो आज भी बोलता हूँ कि कुछ भी हो, लेडीज हो, बच्चे हो, कुछ भी हो, काटने सिवा कुछ मारो काटो जलाना छोड़ो।
कैसा लगता है जब मारते तो कैसा लगता है?
मजा आता है सब। उसको मार के आके घर पे सो गए।
Mr. Bajrangi made an extraordinary claim about Narendra Modi. He said that when he was arrested for murder, several months after the massacre, Mr. Modi helped him get bail by changing the judge.
फिर नरेंद्र ने हमारे को संदेशा भेजा कि ठहर जाओ, मैं अभी सेटिंग करता हूँ, अभी टाइम निकल गया है। फिर उन्होंने जज को भेजा, जज ने फाइल नहीं कुछ नहीं, बोले जाने ग्रांटेड।
Mr. Bajrangi later claimed he was reading from a script given to him by the reporter, though a judge ruled the veracity of the sting was not in dispute. In 2012, Mr. Bajrangi was jailed for murder. And he wasn't the only one who made damaging claims about Mr. Modi. Haresh Bhatt, a local BJP politician, said he was at a political meeting addressed by Mr. Modi shortly after the train burning.
जब जिस दिन गोधरा हुआ उस समय नरेंद्र भाई को क्या प्रतिक्रिया दी?
उनका फेवरेबल लेकिन हम ये स्टेटमेंट हम नहीं कर सकते। जो उन्होंने किया है ना वो शायद किसी मुख्यमंत्री ने नहीं किया होगा।
मैं कहीं इसको कोट नहीं करूंगा, मैं वैसे भी आपको कोट नहीं करूंगा कहीं किसी किताब में।
तो उन्होंने जो 3 दिन का मोहलत दिया था, जो भी करना चाहो कर लो, 3 दिन के बाद में बंद कर दूंगा, ये उन्होंने खुलेआम कहा था। और 3 दिन के बाद बोला कि आप बंद कर दो और सारा बंद हो गया।
Mr. Bhatt later said he told the reporter an imaginary story. Mr. Modi has said allegations against him in the recordings are false and incorrect.
You often find that activists at the lower level make claims which are, in hindsight, quite preposterous. They exaggerate their own importance.
But pressure was now building for a new investigation into the violence. By the beginning of 2011, Narendra Modi had run Gujarat for nearly a decade. Despite the controversies, some were now tipping him for an even bigger job: India's next Prime Minister.
Modi started to think about national politics very early on, projecting himself as a national leader.
मैं भारत का संतान हूँ, मैं भारत की प्रतिष्ठा और गौरव से जुड़ा हुआ इंसान हूँ।
It was already clear that he was headed on a course which would lead him to the national stage.
But Mr. Modi had a problem. India's Supreme Court had ordered a wide-ranging investigation into the Gujarat violence. A special investigation team, or SIT, was examining the Dawood family murders and allegations made by Ishan Jaffri's widow that Mr. Modi was part of a criminal conspiracy that led to the disorder and killings across the state.
Modi seems to be unstoppable, but the ghosts of the past don't leave him alone. Grilled for 9 hours on the case in 2010, the stain on his image remains.
The mandate was to look into the possibility that there was a criminal conspiracy by the government, led by Narendra Modi. The criminal conspiracy is a particular term in law which requires a very strong standard of evidence.
For the first time in the history of independent India, a sitting Chief Minister, Narendra Modi, has been questioned on the role of his government in mass murders in connection with the post-Gujarat riots in Gujarat.
I think Mr. Modi definitely was very worried. The special investigation team was definitely a very serious threat to Mr. Modi's political career.
An important witness was the former head of police intelligence in Gujarat, R.B. Srikumar, who'd made a string of claims about police and government failures. He claimed that on the night of the Gujarat train burning, Mr. Modi instructed officials to allow Hindus to give vent to their anger. He claimed Gujarat's police chief had told him this.